Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Recently I've been reviewing all the zombie maps in Black Ops 6 on my channel, and it's time to do the final one, and that is Citadel. It has been about 3 months since Citadel has come out, so I think it's a good time to talk about it as the hype phase and the honeymoon phase for this map is over. So in my opinion, I think Citadel is a decent map. My opinion of the map has changed quite a lot over the duration it has been out. When I first played Citadel, I really liked it and really rated it really highly as one of my all-time favorite zombie maps. But now I think I am lowering it quite a lot to just a good map. That was the first thing I do want to say. I think my opinions on Black Ops 6 have changed. Like Terminus has become my favorite map, while Citadel has become my second. So yeah, my opinions of Citadel have gone down a little since its release. But yeah, I'm going to talk about Citadel and why it's changed. So the best part about Citadel, in my opinion, is the sword and the Easter egg. So I actually enjoy the Easter egg quite a lot. I really like the boss fight. It's my favorite quest in the game. I like the simplicity, as it is quite a fun Easter egg. You know, you can do multiple of the steps at the same time. Like you can do the traps while doing the incantations, while doing the swords, all at the same time. So it makes progressing quite nice and getting to the boss fight relatively easy and quite efficient, because the boss fight is very good. In my opinion, I think it's the best boss fight in this game, and the swords are very good. I think they're good wonder weapons. The buffs did help them a lot. They were quite poor in my opinion prior to the buffs, but now with the buffs they are very, very good. My personal favorite is the lightning sword. I know that is a bit weird because it is actually a lot of people's least favorite, but the lightning sword is my personal favorite. Void would be second, Lion would be third, while Fire would be my personal least favorite. The first negative I kind of want to talk about is actually with the swords. Despite them being very fun and in my opinion one of the most best parts of the map, the swords actually, the upgrade process for them is actually quite disappointing in my opinion. My first issue is with the stamps. I don't like how you have to get to round 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and so on. Each round you get one stamp. I wish it was like the Eisendrache bow, where you can, you fill something up or do something like in Eisendrache you get fill the dragons, 3 dragons, you get the bow. I wish it was something like that. You do a little thing and then you unlock the stamp and then you can choose which sword you want. It just helps with the general flow. I don't like, because you're sort of waiting around until round 10 in all honesty to get your stamp, so it would like shorten that gap, help the map progress and just natural progression. Like with Eisendrache, you spend the first few rounds getting the dragons filled and then you get the bow, while in this map you get pack punch, let's say round 6, then you have a few rounds of just waiting, unless you're doing things like incantations. But most people, just in my opinion and just from my experience, just sort of wait around. So yeah, that's my first thing. Is same with the upgrade, because once you get your stamp, you do the upgrade. Most time you can do it in one round. So you do it, you have your sword like round 12 or 13 or whatever. So it's like one of those things where it's like just a natural progression, because like with Eisendrache, let's say for instance you do the wolf bow. You get your wolf bow, and then you spend a good 3 or 4 rounds just following the wolf, filling the souls, whatever, and then you can get, it will progress the rounds nicely. You're going through the map, you can buy your perks and stuff. And that is my first thing. I do miss that natural like progression. Origins was similar, with the staffs you go around the map, as you're upgrading your staff, you're opening the map and doing all sorts of things. So yeah, that's my first thing with Citadel. You just have a few rounds where you could just be like working on something like, for instance, the Tomb actually does it quite well, as once you get your monocle or whatever, the monocle, you can start the ice stuff and you progress, and it's like round 15 and, you have points to buy stuff. Once you've done the upgrade the ice stuff, I should say, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like round 15, 16, you've progressed rounds, you've got the early rounds, you've done stuff for the early rounds, instead of, just killing zombies by using the rampaging juice there. Like, it just helps with the natural progression. It's something older zombie maps did really well. If any of you guys did play them, you'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's the first thing I do want to say about Citadel. The next thing is the general layout with Citadel. It's not my favorite layout. Citadel's sort of just like a long map. It's not really like a wide map. So like you have the spawn, you have the castle, and then you have inside the castle. There is fast travel to help with it, to help progress, but sometimes I feel like I'm just running from one place to another constantly, just to try and like catch up stuff and do different things. Like for instance, getting a sword to open an incantation, then going back to get another sword to open an incantation, or just sort of stuff like that. It's just like, if like say the swords were in a slightly different location, or there was a slightly different fast travel, it would be a bit different. You know, for instance, let's say there was instead of the teleporter in spawn, it was sort of like the giant teleport system where there's multiple of them. Let's say there's one in a stamina up room, there's one in, let's say, the quick revive room, let's say, and then there's another one in spawn, and you can just teleport to them, get to wherever you want really fast, and it'll just help with the general structure and just flow, as I feel like that it could do a few more little portals and teleporters around the map. So yeah, those are sort of my negatives, but yeah, I'm going to go more into talking about the positives. I did mention a bit briefly, but the map is fun. There's a lot of interesting high round strategies, especially the one with the Sigma launcher, which is very fun. It's a good map to learn actually the game, learn about doing the quests and stuff, as there is no like timed things. You can just take it at your own pace. Like with Terminus, for instance, you have the Bowie step or the boy step. I can never say it right, but or the diffuse step where there's timer. With Citadelle, it's not. Citadelle is like, it's the best beginner Easter egg map. I'm not going to include Liberty Force as the Easter egg is quite simple, but Citadelle is like the beginner map, the beginner Easter egg map, similar to how that Eisendrache was. You know, you make your bow and do stuff. This is similar. You make your swords and incantations. You do a few stuff. It's the best map if you're a new player and want to learn how to do a good, like a more complicated quest, and you know, not like Liberty Falls or something like that. It's a good map for that. It's also a good map if you're looking to get to, let's say, round 50 plus for the first time. You know, you can camp with a sword, you know, you can learn the Rampage Inducer because the swords are naturally quite strong, and there's things like the Electric Incantation to deal with the Amalgam. So it is a good beginner, like sort of a good learning map for people who want to learn and just get better at zombies. It is a good map for that, as it has a lot of useful tools. So yeah, Citadelle is good. I think I would still keep it Terminus, Citadelle, Liberty Falls, and the Tomb in that order. And in all honesty, I think when ranking Citadelle with the other Call of Duty zombie maps in other games, I think it does go down the list a bit. I think it's more of a B tier map. I wouldn't put it in C. It's still a good map. I wouldn't call it a bad map, but when you when it was sort of hyped up as like a Eisendrache of Black Ops 6, it does fall quite a lot, as the Eisendrache is one of the greatest, in my opinion, a top 3 map of all time. Citadelle is nowhere near a top 3 map, let's be honest. But it's a good map. It's a fun map. Long term, I'm not too sure how fun it will be for me personally, as I feel like if I do, I don't think it will have the sort of long-term replayability of things like Origins and Eisendrache, unless I want to do this, just use the swords or do the quests. That's the only reason I'm going to play it. If I just want to play for general gameplay, I'm just going to play Terminus or Liberty Falls, and it's sort of like just similar to the Tomb, where I'm only really going to play the Tomb for the ice stuff. But yeah, that's sort of, it's just a little thing. I do wish it had a couple more things to make it more replayable. But yeah, I think it's a good map, Citadelle. Let me know your guys' opinions on Citadelle. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in a future video. Thank you guys for watching.